We are entering absolute crazy mode in the crypto market right now. TikTok is losing their mind over meme coins, people are posting insane wins, and Trump just won the election and has already appointed a crypto czar and formed a new government department that is literally named Doge, after the biggest meme coin. So if you've been on the sidelines thinking about getting into crypto or thinking about getting into the meme coin space, you better start now. Well, you're probably asking yourself, where do I even begin? How do I even start knowing what I should be buying? There's so many different coins coming out at a time. I don't even know where to start. And that is exactly what we're going to cover in this video. So for the sake of time here, I'm going to assume that you guys have a lot of the basic stuff down as far as how to get crypto, how to actually start a wallet. If you don't already have a Phantom wallet, you are going to need that. Just come over to Google. It's really easy. Type in Phantom wallet, go to phantom.app. It's going to download a Google Chrome app and you're good to go. Just load some Solana up in there. If you have it on Coinbase or Kraken, you can send it from there to your Solana wallet. Or if you want to, you can just buy straight through your Phantom wallet. And that would just look something like this. We'd come over to the Phantom wallet app as soon as we've got it installed. Go to buy, choose Solana for this example. Let's say we want $100, and then we would click what we want for our payment option. And then it also tells you different providers that you can choose from. So you could go with Robinhood or whatever you want to choose from. In this case, I'd probably just go with Robinhood. And then boom, you can click buy and your Solana will be added to your wallet. So how do we actually start finding these meme coins at super low prices before everybody's talking about them on TikTok and Twitter and the price is already blown up, right? You want to be the guy that's getting into the ground floor so that you can be posting about the 100x, the 1000x, right? Well, for that, we're going to be using BullX. BullX is a trading platform. In my opinion, it is the best trading platform available, especially if you're a newer trader. There's a lot of features on here that are really beneficial to newer traders who don't always know what they're looking for as far as scams and rugs go. It's been my go-to trading platform for a while now. It just has all the features that I need and they're consistently updating, as well as the fact that the fees are extremely low. Now, there is a waitlist to get onto BullX. If you want to skip that waitlist and immediately start trading, there's a link down. It'll be the first link in the description. That's my access code. It will grant you immediate access. What that's going to look like, basically, you're going to go click that link. It will open up Telegram. If you don't have Telegram, you're going to have to download Telegram. This is just how they track the accounts. Once you're in the Telegram, all you need to do is type /start or post that link that is provided. It will pop up with something looking similar to this. You're just going to click log in, open this link. Yep, it's completely safe. Then it's going to prompt you to make an account there. You just have to make an account. It's going to give you a new wallet on the platform. Make sure that you save the details to that wallet, obviously. And then you'll be here. You'll be met with this screen. We're actually not going to use this screen. What we want to do is go and click this pill. It's called Pump Vision. And that's going to take us here. Actually, real quick, before we go any further, once you have your new BullX wallet, make sure you come over here to Wallet Manager. You can click the 3 dots on your new wallet, copy the wallet address, and then what you're going to want to do is go to your Phantom wallet and send however much Solana you're looking to start trading with over to BullX. I would recommend keeping the majority of your Solana in your own Phantom wallet. While I've never had any issues, and BullX is definitely a safe website, there's always increased risk when you're not the one that is holding the money. So just keep that in mind. Just put on here what you're comfortable trading with and what you're comfortable having outside of your own wallet. Now that you've got your Solana on your BullX, so let's come back over here to Pump Vision or Neo Vision if you're on Neo. And we've got 3 columns. Well, what are these 3 columns? First up, we've got new creations, and that's exactly what it sounds like. This is new creations. This is every single new coin that is getting launched on Pump Fun or Moonshot. Generally speaking, you can turn Moonshot off, at least at the current moment. Mainly people are just messing around with Pump Fun tokens. So Pump Fun is a website where you can launch these tokens. BullX tracks every single new launch. And as you can see, there is quite a lot of them coming out. And this is at 5 in the morning, right? So we're not even prime time and there's so many to choose from. So this tab is where we can find anything the second it comes out. Any of these coins that you've seen that have run up to hundreds of millions at one point were here, where you could have been one of the very first buyers, right? Now, how do you actually figure out which one to buy, which one is going to run to millions, right? We'll get into that. Let's first cover the other tabs. So about to graduate, these are coins that people are actually buying into. And as you can see down here, the market cap is going up. So these are coins that when they first come out at the moment, based on Solana's price, are starting at 7K market cap. We can click into one of them and see if anybody is buying this. Not really. It seems like there's pretty much no buyer. So it's stuck at an 8K market cap, right? Well, if this was starting to get buys, it would start to move up this list. As you can see, the lower I get on this about to graduate tab, the lower the market cap. So as these get bought, they get closer and closer and closer to graduation. Well, what is graduation? Graduation is a coin on Pump Fun. Once the liquidity pool reaches 85 Solana, it will graduate. So depending on how much Solana is worth, the market cap can be anywhere from say 50 to 100K recently is what it's been. So if it graduates, unfortunately, we don't have any examples right now, it will stop all trading for a little while that graduation takes place. And what happens is Pump Fund takes the Solana, the liquidity pool, and sends it to Radium. Now, once that transaction is done, the coin will graduate. It will move from here, about to graduate. It'll say migrating right here. You cannot trade while that's happening. It pauses all trading. All the liquidity will be sent over to Radium, and then the coin will graduate. This is where everyone's got access to it, and the price can go either to zero or to infinity, basically, right? Hundreds of millions if you're in the right coin. And so you can see there's a lot more trading volume going on in this than that token that I showed you guys right out of New Creations. So in an ideal world, we are getting in at something down here, and we're getting to ride all the way up here. This is still only at 150K market cap, which isn't anything insane. That being said, if you were to say get in at 15K and in the New Creations tab, you are already up at 10x. All right, so how do you actually start buying these tokens? Well, for that explanation, let's head over to Neo. There's a couple nice features on Neo. By the time you're watching this, it's probably out already anyways, and I'd like to showcase them so you understand how they work. First things first, we need to cover gas. So click on any token, come over here to the right side, and what we're gonna be looking at right now is this little section right here. We're gonna click on that, and it's gonna pop us up some settings. Now, by priority, the way that any transaction works is there is a priority fee. So if there's a bunch of people trying to make a transaction at the exact same time, the person with the higher priority fee is going to get filled first. Generally, this is not super relevant. And if you have a very small portfolio, if you're working with anything less than probably say 1 to 2 Solana, or if you're working with 1 to 2 Solana or less, I should say, then I would recommend going with a pretty low fee, something like 0.002, maybe 0.003, because the way it works is every transaction is going to be feed. So every time you click buy or sell, even if you lose money, even if you go even, gain money, whatever it is, you will still have to pay this fee amount for every single transaction. So if you don't have a big portfolio and you're using say 0.01, it's pretty quickly going to eat into those profits. And for the most part, it's not a big deal if you're not someone who's trying to snipe something super early. So if you're on a low portfolio, I would say go with 0.002. If you're somebody who has a bit more size and you're starting to, try to get in before other people, trying to be a little bit more aggressive with trading, then you can move up to maybe say 0.01, 0.015. But for most people, I'd say keep it low. All right, so the next thing is slippage. And if you don't know what slippage is, the best way I can explain it is when you send your transaction before it completes in those milliseconds, basically, if the price moves a certain percentage from when you send the transaction versus when it would fill, this is how much you're willing to allow that price to deviate and still fill your transaction. So let's say we're on a 100K market cap token, exactly 100K, I click buy, and it shoots up to 120K, right? A 20% increase. If my transaction has not gone through by the time it hits that, it will fail the transaction. If it goes up only 15% in the time that my transaction is taking place, it will still fill me at that higher price, if that makes sense. So it's not necessarily going to fill you exactly when you click. The transaction has to go through. So anything that goes out of that 18% or whatever you have it to, I just have it set to 18% here for these default settings, it will fail. So you have to play around with this a little bit. On these really volatile coins that are getting a ton of volume, they can be jumping 20, 30, 40, 50% in seconds. So a lot of times you will fail if you have this below, say, 25, 30%. I actually have a instant setting over here where my slippage is way higher. And I'm willing to basically, this is if I really want to get in. If I really want to get in or I really want to get out of a coin, these are the settings that I use. Sometimes something might come out and it's just going nuts and you do not want to miss your opportunity to get in or get out if something is going really wrong in a coin that you're in, because everyone's going to be trying to buy, everyone's going to be trying to sell. You'd be using a much higher slippage limit for that. So hopefully that makes sense. But that is why also we have different settings. So my default one, this is if I'm in something that's not going too crazy, and I don't want to, accidentally get spiked up way too high when I try to buy. And the same is also goes for selling, by the way. So when you click over to sell, you see you can change your fees and your slippage for this. I generally keep them the same for both. All right, for the next setting, I've actually brought us over to a chart that's actually moving a little bit. And that is going to be MEV protection. Now, if you don't know what a MEV is, basically these are bots that try to sandwich your transaction. So if you were to try to buy at this price, right now this coin's at 147,000 market cap. If you try to buy, what the bot is going to do, if you don't have MEV protection on, is try to front run your transaction, force the price up a certain amount within your slippage range, and sell to you at that price. You'll sometimes see it in these charts where the candle will instantaneously go up and down really, really fast. Well, when that happens, somebody got MEV'd and they got sold to at a higher price. So let's say you got MEV'd up to 160K. It would go up really fast and back down here. But your buy would get filled up here. So you're instantly down money. You're already down whatever the percentage difference is here. So for most people, I would recommend keeping MEV protection on. Now, it can sometimes slow down your transaction ever so slightly, and that's where buy bribe comes in. This is how much you're willing to pay for the MEV protection, right? It's a similar thing to the gas fee. You're just kind of doubling up now. For most traders, I would say leave this on. I have it on most of the time. There are times where I'm trading extremely high volatility coins where I don't want this extra delay and I'm willing to risk getting MEV'd. And in those instances, I will turn this off. But again, for most people, I would say, especially if you're just starting out, leave MEV protection on. If you don't have a big portfolio, you don't want to be getting MEV'd up and then instantly losing money. You really don't have enough portfolio to be able to afford to get MEV'd, right? So most people, let's just leave MEV protection on. And the same goes for the buy bribe, excuse me. You can probably set this to about the same. So if you were on, as I was saying earlier, say 0.002, you can probably just go 0.002 for the bribe as well. And you shouldn't have much issue getting into most coins. All right, so now that you've got your settings for actually buying and selling, let's actually talk about some filters for this screen right here to help you kind of scan a little bit easier, start finding the coins that have potential to run. So for the new creations tab, generally speaking, I like to run 0 filters. Realistically, you want to be seeing things the second they come out. You want to have the basically fastest reaction time to getting into coins that catch your eye and you think will look good, because obviously if somebody else is thinking the same thing and they get in a little bit ahead of you, obviously they're getting in at a better price. So especially with these news related coins and stuff where everybody is seeing the same thing who has a Twitter tracker, which I'll get into later, you really want to be getting in as soon as possible. Now, there are times where there's a lot of spam, and I honestly would probably recommend this for people who aren't really sure what they're looking for yet and still need to spend some time in the trenches kind of figuring this out. If things are getting a little bit too crowded or you're a little bit overwhelmed because you're still really not sure what you're looking for, I'd recommend just coming over here to the market cap filter and putting on like an 8,000 market cap filter. And basically that's going to slow things down a lot. You can see it's really slowed things down, and we're only going to see things that are getting some buys. And we're still low enough on market cap that we're going to be able to get in at a pretty good price on most tokens, unless it's something that just goes absolutely nuclear and fills to graduate within a couple of seconds. That can happen, but honestly, if you're new, you're probably not catching those right away anyways. And by the time you've kind of got an understanding of what you're going to be looking for when those things do get announced, then you'll probably be able to have this filter off. So yeah, like usually I'll have this off, and every once in a while, if it gets a little too crazy or if you're new, I'd recommend probably just putting that on. All right, now for the about to graduate tab, I just use one filter for this. And you don't actually have to use this if you don't want. I use token age, no older than 25 minutes. Basically, there's a lot of tokens that will slowly grind their way up, as well as scam tokens more commonly, slowly grind their way up to graduate, and then ultimately will end up not doing so well when they do graduate. And so I like to just filter those out. I like to see really up-to-date, very recent things that are pumping and have a lot of eyes on them. Things that are taking hours potentially to slowly graduate definitely have a less likely chance of popping off the second they do come out of graduation. So yeah, every once in a while you might miss something that slowly runs up. And like I said, you don't have to use that filter if you don't want to. But the style of trading that I tend to do, I'm looking to be trading attention and volume. And so generally speaking, anything that has taken that long to migrate probably isn't going to come out of graduation with a lot of volume. Now for graduated, I just use one filter, and it's just market cap minimum 11,000. A lot of times coins will come out and instantly rug down basically to zero, back to essentially the price that you're seeing them here come out of new creations. And I just don't want them to clutter up any of the actual potentially decent coins that are still graduated or maybe kind of finding their market cap, right? So we just use that. It just filters out a couple of random coins. And that's about it for filters. Now that I've mentioned scams again, let me show you guys really quick what you're looking to avoid when it comes to very obvious scams. So one of the really nice features on BullX is the insider indicator. So this little rat right here is telling you how much percent of the token allocation is held by insiders. And an insider wallet is basically just somebody who has been sent tokens without paying for them. Now, generally speaking, if you're seeing these at a high percentage, something like 55%, 40%, 70%, 60%, these are all coins I would highly advise not touching. 99% of the time, you are going to get rugged. Let's click into one of these charts. So 73% ratted. Bam. Okay. Yep. There you go. So this is another example. Anytime you see a really big candle like this early on in a chart, all the way up, I mean, this thing came out 1 second later, instantly candle up to 65K. So if you're not understanding what's happened here, basically the dev has launched this coin and then bought an insane amount of supply on a wallet and sent it to a bunch of different wallets. And if we come over here to the holders tab and click this, you'll see, look at all of these insider wallets, right? And they're all gonna have a very similar supply. Yep, look at that. Because they've all been sent a supply by some sort of program that these guys use to make it basically look like this coin, you know, has some attention, has interest, has a bunch of holders. But in reality, at a certain point, this will just go boom, straight down to zero. And they'll, you know, take anybody's money who has been fooled by their scam, basically. And so, like I was saying, it's very nice when you're on BullX. You can just see this rat indicator. Anything that is red, probably worth avoiding. You know, a few percent is fine. Sometimes people might just buy some supply and send it to a different wallet to sell it on or something. Not a big deal. A couple percent is totally fine. But if you're getting up into the, like, you know, 30, 40, 50%, definitely be very careful of that. All right, now I want to show you guys one of the best ways and also easiest ways to make money in this space. Doesn't matter your experience level. You can be completely new, and this is extremely easy to make money. It is one of the most profitable strategies. And that would be using a Twitter tracker. So this is basically a Discord channel that has a bunch of different kind of semi-well-known in the crypto space Twitter accounts. They post news, relevant current events, information, pictures like this. Watch, this is, yep, bam. I mean, what an example. Perfect example. Somebody tweets this out, and then look, they're getting spammed. Now, I don't know if this one is gonna run necessarily. Not all of these go crazy. It will probably get a little bit of motion. I mean, wow, they are really spamming these. Today's been a little bit slow, so, but that was a perfect example. So what's gonna happen is stuff is gonna get tweeted here, and you will see people post it here in new creations. The skill there is to start to kind of identify what does well, right? So if Elon Musk was to post a dog with a name, it would go absolutely crazy. That would run to millions, I promise you right now. Not every single Elon tweet's going to do good. That is where you do need a little bit of time here. I would recommend always having this Twitter tracker up. If you'd like access to it, it is completely free over in our Discord. It's called Top Blast Discord. There'll be a link in the description. I can just show you what it'll look like. You'll just have to verify your Discord account, and then you're going to scroll down here. And as you can see, there's actually a bunch of people in here scanning right now. So if you are new, this is a really good place to come and hang out and just listen, ask questions, and try to learn from some other people. There's usually people in here almost all day. And so anyways, back to the Twitter bot, you just come to here to the Twitter monitor and make sure you're all the way up to date, and bam, see, you can see this is here. And so yeah, you just keep this up next to your BullX. This is exactly how I scan all day. It will be my BullX here on one side, and then my Twitter tracker here on the other. And on my other monitors, I'll have some Discord chats, etc., with people, you know, posting information, tokens that they think might be good. But I always have this right next to my new creations. That way, if something catches my eye, I can immediately see the first one, because a lot of times The first one is the one that does the best, or the one that has the best ticker. This right here is the ticker, and this part to the right is the name. It's very important. Ticker is very important in this stuff. I know it seems a little bit weird. You'll understand as you see more of it. You know, if Elon was to tweet out the dog and it had a name, if somebody spelt the name wrong, but it was the first one, the first person with the actual name spelt correct, looking the cleanest, would most likely do the best. All right, so the next tool slash strategy, whatever I want to put you guys onto, is wallet tracking. Now, I'm currently using the Potion wallet tracker. I'll put a link to that down in the description below as well. Basically what this is it just tracks wallets of people that I've added to the tracker. And as you can see, it tells you what they've done, who it is. I can copy their wallet address right here if I want to, how much sold that they've, you know, either bought or sold, and then the token that they're buying. And right here, you can click this, it will copy it, and then I can come straight over, and it is right there. It is copied to the clipboard, and I can buy. And so looks like Kenzo just blasted $700 into this Thoughty 1000 token. And now it would be up to me to kind of like do my due diligence, do my research on this, and decide if I think this is good, if it's something I want to get into. Kenzo is usually pretty smart, but in the middle of recording this, and I'm not really sure I'm looking to dive into Thoughty 1000, so we'll pass on that for right now. But you get the idea. So what you want to do is start building up a bunch of different wallets that you find that are profitable wallets, and then add them to your wallet tracker. And if you're seeing a lot of them buying a token, you can quickly jump over to it like I showed you before, copying that, coming straight over to BullX and clicking there, and then quickly either, you know, do your research, or if you want to blind, just jump in behind them and then do your research. Sometimes that is, you know, sometimes that's a play. Sometimes these coins are launching so fast that they call it 8 first, research later, which you would quickly buy behind all the wallets that you see buying if you trust them, and then quickly try to do your research and make sure you know what you're buying so you can get out of it. I don't recommend blindly aping coins, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Now, how would you actually go about finding these profitable wallets? So the best way to do that, I find, is to go and find coins that have run up really, really high. Let's find Jail, for example. This coin ran super hot a couple days ago. And what we would want to do is come right over here to the top traders tab. And this is going to show us basically who has made the most money off this coin. And so we can see that this guy, the number one wallet here, bought $5,800 worth and has sold for $177,000 profit. Pretty insane. So what we can do is click right here, and we can see this wallet is pretty good. Its all-time realized P&L is $900,000. Let's click right here. We can also take this to gmgn.ai and put it there, and we can kind of cross-reference and see what. So last 7 days, this wallet has made 274 grand. This is definitely a profitable wallet. And if we click over to the last 30 days, here you go, made $820,000 in the last 30 days. So if this was a wallet that you like the look of, you could go ahead and copy it, come on over to, where is it? Your tracker, add wallet, give it a nickname, and bam, drop it there and just add it, right? And then he would start to pop up whenever he was making transactions. Now, you don't want to always blindly copy these wallets. Some of these guys are smart. They start to realize that, okay, you know, I'm doing really well. I'm picking up what people call copy traders, people who are copying their trades. This is why I don't recommend blindly copying without doing a little bit of research first. And what they'll do is they'll go find a super dead coin that nobody is buying, some random coin at, you know, 15K market cap like this, that would not be a recent one, it'd be an old one, so nobody was interacting with it. They would buy 15, 20 SOL of it. All their copy traders would automatically copy behind them, and then they would instantly sell the whole thing. You know, scummy, whatever you want to call it, but it happens. That is why you want to be very careful just blindly copying. Just use the wallet tracker, in my opinion, as confluence to your own kind of decisions and ideas, theses for coins, or is just a way for you to maybe catch something that you missed while you were scanning. You see a bunch of people jumping in it. You can go, oh, shoot, I missed this. What is it? Let me see. And then do your research and decide if it's something that you want to get into as well. All All right, guys, and that should be everything to help you at least get started on your meme coin trading journey. Love if you guys would join my brand new Telegram that I made. There's a link to that down in the description below. Again, if you need access to BullX or NeoBullX when that comes out, that link is there as well. If you found the video helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, as I plan to be dropping a lot more videos here in the coming days and weeks. I'll see you guys in the next one.